Hey there, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. Today we are cooking risotto with char grilled chicken breast. Now we're going to have a bit of a break in between doing this one, and I'll talk you through as to why. But first of all, here's what we need. It will serve 4. Sorry, I thought I wrote on there how many it serves. Most of these will serve 4 anyway. This is from my little Italian book. You are also going to need quite a few utensils and things. You'll need a char grill pan to cook the chicken, tongs for turning the chicken, a saucepan for heating the stock in, and a ladle, and you will need a stock pot and a stirring stick. As well as that, you're going to need a non-ceramic, a non-metallic, aka ceramic bowl dish for marinating the chicken in. So come on in. I'm going to talk you through this and let you know why there is going to be a delay. Okay, so ever since my scare with the meat, I now put the meat in the freezer when I get it and get it out the next day. So therefore my chicken breast is still frozen. I've had it out, but so much for summer at the moment. It's wearing a jumper, as you probably saw in my intro. So that is still frozen, but I'll still marinate it because it should be fine. This is my ceramic dish that I am using. It's also my slice pan, so I use that one because it's good. Also, we're going to need 4 small chicken breast fillets, about 115 grams each. Don't worry too much if they're a little bit bigger. We're going to season them with salt and pepper. We also need the grated rind of 1 lemon and the juice. Now, I've just had that. There we go. It's in there. I've just had it straining so I don't get all the pulp and the seeds in it. Excuse me. 5 tablespoons of olive oil. I have got 4 in here and 1 in here. 4 are going on the chicken and the rest is for when we cook. So there's 4 in there. 1 clove of garlic, which I have crushed. It's over here. 8 fresh thyme sprigs, which are finely chopped. I don't really feel like eating the stalks of it, so I've just picked all the leaves off. So that's easy. 3 tablespoons of butter. I just had a good guess at that. That looks about 3 tablespoons to me. That's unsalted butter. It really doesn't matter which one you use. Just trying to finish off the unsalted butter. 1 small onion, finely chopped. As fine as I'm going to get it. 280 grams of risotto rice, aka arborio rice. 150 mils of white wine. That's just the one from Aldi. 150 mils is just a smidgen under 2/3 of a cup. 1 litre of simmering chicken stock. Now, normally if I'm doing a recipe, I'll just find it easier to buy a litre. That way there's a little bit more flavour in it than if I make it up out of stock powder. I don't know why, but when you can buy it pretty cheap, you're better off just getting a litre. The reason why it's simmering, if you've ever made risotto, you'll know why. You have to add it a ladle full at a time. So that is why we need 1 saucepan just to simmer it. Salt and pepper, it gets another mention. 85 grams of grated parmesan. It's a lot, but cheese is awesome. Lemon wedges and thyme sprigs to serve. That's up to you. I mean, you can have that or you don't have to. All right, so the reason why I say this is going to be broken down into 2 lots. I'm cooking it now, but I'm having it later, so it works good for me in a way, even though I wanted to just smash it all out and warm it up later. That's not going to happen, but that's all good. The reason why is because we are to marinate the chicken for 4 to 6 hours. Now, I've worked out I'll get about 4 hours out of it. So that's good. 4 hours of marinade is better than none at all. So first of all, get your chicken breast. As I said, mine are all frozen together. I dare not put them in the microwave to defrost them because they're just going to start cooking. And to me, that's a no-no. I don't want them to start cooking. So I'm just going to put them in here. Yeah, I should have just left them in the fridge, but then sometimes I wake up in the morning and I just feel like, nah, I don't want to cook today. I am going out tonight, so therefore I do have a lot to do, and I just want to make sure that I don't, take on too many jobs, because I've been doing that for a lot lately. I'll take on too much stuff, and then I'll just get a burnout. And normally the first thing that suffers is my cooking and then my sleep. So both of those are important. All right, so this is them here. They're sliding around. I will put cling wrap over them and leave them out because, as I said, summer, but it's not summer. Go figure. So into this, we are going to combine the lemon rind and the juice. So where is my juice? That's that one there. And we are also, I'm just going to mix it up in this cup. I thought I'd get a little saucer out to use today. Normally, if I'm doing a lot of other things, I'll use Tupperware containers or equivalent. But today, since I'm sort of getting it ready and then going, I'm going to do it this way. We also are going to need 4 tablespoons of the olive oil, which is here. And then we're going to need the garlic and the thyme. So that's our garlic. And then our thyme is in that bowl. All right, so you can see why marinating for more than 2 minutes is a good idea with this one, because you'll really get those flavors going. All right, and there we go. Okay, so these are out of our way. If you're cooking, it's good to have some washing up water on hand if you can, and then that way you can try and wash up as you go. All right, so mix it all up. We're just going to pour it over the chicken. Okay. Other things you can do is maybe put your chicken stock on. You can put that on any time because you want that simmering. But other than that, just try and coat it as best as you can. As I say, it's unfortunate for me that mine's all fully frozen, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to put cling wrap over that, and I'm going to see you in about 4 hours. Okay, so it's been about 4 hours and we're back. The chicken breast is nearly defrosted and ready to go. So I'm just going to try and separate it if I can. There we go. All right, it's separating enough. Let's find a cook it. All right, so let's get into it. So first thing we want to really do is get our little stock pot going with our stock. So just going to set these aside for the moment while we get the stock into the stock pot, and I'll wash my hands. Okay, so the stock's over in the back one. We're going to bring that to the boil. The char grill frying pan, we want to spray that with cooking sprays. We can cook the chicken. And the stock pot we want to spray because we're going to cook everything else. So let's get this show on the road. Start and heat up the char grill pan because we're going to bring the chicken breast over. We'll get that started first because the chicken breast is going to take a while to cook. And it being chicken and being still a little bit frozen, we do need to make sure that it is cooked perfectly. No mucking around. So pop the pieces in. this one. They'll defrost pretty quick as we're going. And because the marinade's got olive oil in it, we can actually brush them as we go. Okay, so there we go. So we'll get a brush so we can keep brushing those as we go. Okay, find the brush. And then into the next one, we're going to heat some of the butter, not all of the butter, but most of the butter. So I would go with that much, which is about 2 tablespoons, give or take. Crank that up really high, because into that we are going to put the rest of the oil in as well. Now, risotto does take a while, but it's very rewarding, so you've just got to keep with it. So once the butter and the oil has melted, we are going to add the onion and cook, stirring for 5 minutes. So let's get our onion ready. Where's our stirring stick? So at this time you want your ladle for the stock and you want your stirring stick for the onion and the rest. Okay, I'm going to keep the heat up high, pop the onion in. Okay, so we want that to cook for about 5 minutes. We're not hearing any sizzle on the chicken yet, and our stock is still starting to warm up. So everything's taking its time, but it will be worth it. The chicken's sitting up a bit because it's still a bit frozen on that side. It won't take long before it defrosts though. Don't get tempted to microwave it or anything. You're better off just letting it defrost naturally. Or don't put it in the freezer. But for me it was the safest option, as I explained at the beginning, just in case. So I'm going to brush it. I can start to hear the onion heating up now, which is great. There we go. And once our stock comes to the boil, we're going to turn that down to a very low simmer because we just want that to stay hot, that's all. All right. Now we're multitasking. Okay, let's give it a stir. We can turn this one down eventually because we don't want to burn the onion, we just want to cook it. All right, so just keep the eyes in the back of your head looking at everything. Just keep going. Once the 5 minutes is done with the onion, we are going to add the rice. And then we're going to cook the wine, add the wine, sorry. And I haven't used any salt and pepper in amongst all of this. So I'm just going to put some salt and pepper in with the chicken now. I was supposed to season it at the beginning. And I did actually read that out as per the instruction sheet. So I did forget that one. Okay, our stock's starting to simmer now. Our onion's going good. And our chicken is looking great. Not cooked, but looking great. All right. So we're keeping the final tablespoon of the butter to stir in at the end and the parmesan. but the rice and the wine will be going in shortly. Okay, I'm going to turn the onion down so we don't burn it. Burnt onion's not good in a risotto. And once this starts to boil, I'll turn that right down to 1. The chicken, you don't want to put too much marinade in because we don't want to poach it. We actually want to char grill it. So I'm just turning them over. And as they start to defrost, we can try and push them down a bit more. We're not really in a hurry for the chicken because the rice is going to take a while to cook. I mean, I can't remember how much a ladle holds, but let's just say it holds 1/4 cup. And that's a litre, so that's quite a lot of additions. So that just gives us an idea of how long it's going to take. I am sort of on a tight schedule, but I wanted to cook it a little bit later anyway, so it's all fine. Alright. I would say just a little bit longer on the onion. So let's get the rice ready. And we want to stir the rice. I'm just going to turn that down to 1 for a moment. Add your rice, and we want to stir it around for about 1 minute. And you'll notice it'll sort of go a translucent colour. Which I've never really understood, but I guess you know, when you see it, you know that's what it's all about. And basically just coat it as well with the butter. Alright. Once that's done, till the grains are translucent, add the wine and cook stirring for a minute. Okay. A little bit longer. Keep in mind we have turned it down, so not to burn anything. The only ones that we really need to keep high heat all the time is going to be the chicken. The stock we will turn down as soon as it starts to boil. But we do need to bring it to the boil though. Okay. Flip the chicken again. Beautiful. Just going to give the chicken another brush. Once we've finished brushing the chicken, we're ready to go with the wine. So let's go. In goes the wine. You'll hear a nice sizzle. Stir it for about a minute. Alright. Beautiful. So we want that wine to boil off a little bit. And then we are going to be ready to start adding the stock, the hot stock. So keep going. All right. Stock's not boiling yet, so there's no point in doing anything until our stock starts to boil. And just with your chicken, obviously you'll see when it's done, and it is definitely not done yet when it's that colour. There is a small piece there that will cook a lot quicker than the other pieces. Very thick chicken. And everything's starting to smell good already. We're not really even cooking anything yet. We're just starting, just the beginning. Alright, I reckon we can put in our first ladle full of stock. So basically once all that stock's gone, then we put in another ladle. And try and stir it as much as you can, because this way we will definitely make sure that it is going to be cooked through. I'm going to leave the chicken for a little bit longer on each side now. So maybe what we might do is, as we put a ladle full in, we'll turn the chicken. So we want to try and give it a good sealing, so might even leave it a little bit longer on each side. And the stock's about to boil, so I'm going to back that right off to 1 as well. We just need to keep it at a simmer. So the only thing that should be on a really high heat right now is your chicken. And I've nearly got all the marinade in the pan, which I need that to burn off anyway. All right, stir it. Okay. A little bit longer and then we'll add another ladleful. What I might do is try and move the smaller piece to the outside and get that bigger piece into the middle, because we really need that to start and cook. And all the heat's where that one was. That is such a tiny piece compared to the other ones. Oh well. I never ask him for the weight that I need, I just ask him for small. So if they're small, I don't want to see what the large ones look like. Alright. When your risotto looks like this, just a little bit of liquid to it, grab another ladleful. Give another good stir. I'm just going to flip the chicken over. Alright. Just keep going the way we're going here, with your ladle full at a time, and keep an eye on your chicken. So I've flipped the chicken over. It's starting to look good. I've popped the timer on for 10 minutes because what we want it to do is we want it to really char on the top. So what you can do is you can sort of move them around a little bit as well. That's the beauty of a pan like this, being able to move them around. And we're up to ladle number 3, so we've got a few more to go. And you just got to keep stirring it every now and again. But it's looking good, it's smelling great as well. Okay, so we're just going to flip the chicken again, just turn it around, see how good it's looking. It's nice and charred. That's what we like. Just keep moving them around just to make sure that they do cook through. They're going good. Give your risotto another stir. This is looking great as well. All right, time for more stock. We're nearly done with it. In goes another ladle. Beautiful. Stir again. Okay, so another stir. Grab the chicken stock. That's the rest of it. Hooray, we've reached the end. Beautiful. Okay, so it's good to leave a little bit of liquid in it because I've done it once before where I've taken all the liquid out and it dries it out. So I'm going to leave a little bit of liquid in it for that reason. So come on over, we're going to finish this off. So the chicken breast I cut up into strips after letting it sit for 5 minutes, and I've sampled some, it's really good. So into here, we're going to add the last of the butter. Just stir it in. And then we are going to add the parmesan. Get that in as well. And there's a lot of parmesan there, which is good because you like a nice cheesy parmesan in that. Make a good risotto. Okay, season it with a bit of salt and pepper, however much you desire. And this will serve 4, so basically dish your risotto up onto 4 plates and then top it with some chicken. Okay, thank you for watching this episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. This has been risotto with char grilled chicken breast. It smells really good. I hope you like it. And don't forget, hit subscribe because you never know when I'll drop an episode.